Hello, everyone. I'm Charlene V. Smith, Artistic Director of Brave Spirits Theater, and I'd like to welcome you to tonight's live stream of the famous victories of Henry V. We're in week 3 of our online reading festival when we're taking a look at some of the many history plays written by Shakespeare's contemporaries. If you're enjoying this festival, we actually consider donating to Brave Spirits Theater in support of Shakespeare's histories, because we've got one more year left next year. And you can find the donation button in the description below this video. I'd like to turn it over now to our director for tonight's reading, Kelly Elliott.
Hello. Thank you, Charlene. I'm very honored to be here, and I'm very honored to be a part of this project. So thank you very, very much. Before we begin, of course, I would like to introduce the cast. Go ahead and show yourselves, everyone. Once everyone is up on the screen, which they are, they can go ahead and introduce themselves. Take it away.
Hello, my name is Craig Esther, and I'm going to be playing Prince Henry and Henry V this evening, and I'm streaming from Detroit, Michigan.
My name is David Hansen. I'm in Cleveland Heights, Ohio, and I'll be playing First Receiver, King Henry IV, and Charles VI of France.
Hi, everybody. My name is Chanel Bryant-Harris. I will be playing John Cobbler, the Archbishop of Bruges, and I'm coming to you from Cleveland, Ohio.
Hi, I'm Zach Palumbo. I am coming in from Cleveland, Ohio, and I'm playing Derek, Lord Canterbury, or Archbishop Canterbury, and a French herald.
Hello, my name is Zyrese Montgomery. I am coming from Cleveland, Ohio, and I'll be playing Boy, Katherine, Jailer, and the French captain.
Hi, my name is Carrie. I am coming in from Lakewood, Ohio, and I'm playing Ned, the Dauphin, Cobbler's wife, and a random English soldier.
Hi, my name is Hannah Storch. I am coming from Lakewood, Ohio, and I am reading Cuthbert Cutter, the Lord Mayor, and a French soldier.
I'm Brian Pedesi from Cleveland, Ohio. I'm playing Sir John Oldcastle, also called Jockey. I'll be the Chief Justice and the Lord High Constable of France.
Hi, my name is Tim Gow, coming at you from Bay Village, Ohio, and I'll be playing the Second Receiver, Oxford, and the Second French Soldier.
Hi, I'm Lisa Ortenzi. I'm coming to you from Olmsted Falls, Ohio. I'll be playing Lawrence Costermonger, Exeter, the Porter, and a French messenger.
Hi, my name is Chelsea Cannon. I'm coming from Cleveland, Ohio, and I will be playing Tom, Burgundy, an English captain, the French drummer, and the Frenchman.
I am Andrea Belser, and I will be coming from Cleveland, Ohio, and I will be playing Robin Pewter, the Duke of York, Clerk of Office, and the French soldier number 3.
All right, thank you so much. Of course, one of the great aspects of taking this festival online is that it opened up geographically the people who could participate. And so we're very excited about our guest artists from the Ohio region tonight. We're also excited about the 2 plays, or maybe more or less 3 plays we're reading over the next 2 nights. They cover a lot of history. And so to tell you a little bit more about this evening's play is our dramaturg, Liam Thomas Daley. Liam?
Hello, thank you. Thank you for that introduction. So I'm going to be talking a little bit about first this play in relation to Shakespeare's play, as well as this play sort of in its own right. Those of you familiar with Shakespeare's play King Henry V will which is probably the most popular and widely performed of his history plays today, will probably find a number of comparisons that you can make between that play and tonight's play. The first thing you'll notice is that what Shakespeare gives us in 3 plays, Henry IV Parts 1 and 2 and Henry V, tonight's anonymous author or authors give us in one play. So we will see young Prince Henry's rise from wastrel and rioter and even highway robber of his father's tax collectors to a mighty warrior king, beloved by his own people and respected even by his enemies. Tonight's play is one of the most popular plays from the London stage at the time when Shakespeare was just starting out as a actor and playwright in the early to mid 1580s. And we know that Shakespeare used this play as a direct source when composing his own trilogy of plays about King Henry V. There are a number of moments in this play which Shakespeare echoes or adapts, scrambling the order or changing the context. For example, we get an early glimpse of the character who would go on to become Sir John Falstaff, here called Sir John Oldcastle, which is also Shakespeare's original name for Falstaff, or Jockey Oldcastle, as he's nicknamed in this play. We also see a version of the Dauphin's taunting Henry with a gift of tennis balls, a detail which incidentally does not appear in Shakespeare's other and more scholarly source for his Henry V play, Holinshed's Chronicles of England, Ireland, and Scotland, but appears only in this play, or in potentially other lost material. Tellingly, there's also a scene in which a pair of commoners humorously reenact a parody version of what they in the audience have just seen the royal characters do a scene before. This is an idea which evidently had some impact on Shakespeare as he extends and elaborates this device quite considerably in the tavern scene in Henry IV, Part 1, and which arguably is emblematic of the history play genre itself, commoners playing at being royalty. In general, though, I think the main trend that I would point to is that what Shakespeare reworks from this play appears in a much more ironic or even sinister way in Shakespeare's version of this material, but here it's treated in a much more good-hearted and good-natured manner. Also, even perhaps more importantly than what Shakespeare changes is what he leaves out from this play. There are a number of moments in this play which are not in Shakespeare's version, but which are referred to or talked about by characters in his version, such as the young prince's striking of the Lord Chief Justice, which you'll see tonight. These are moments which Shakespeare's seems to take as read or assumes that his audience will already know about, an assumption probably based on the popularity of tonight's play. So in a number of moments, we'll see what Shakespeare only talks about, but tonight we actually get to see it. Looking at this play on its own, I think there's another thing that's worth noting. There's a lot of alteration between serious scenes and comic scenes. This is something that's not unique for early modern play, but it's done to this extent in a way that is not often to be seen in later Renaissance plays, even in authors like Shakespeare, who do like to alternate between serious and comic tones within the same play. This is a history, so it deals with serious topic, war and the deaths of kings, but it's also not afraid to be funny. We don't know anything about the actor who originally played Henry, but we do know that the comic character Derek was played by and written for the great comedian Derek Tarleton, who was one of the leading, in fact, the leading comic actor of his generation. Finally, I've said before that this was an immensely popular play for Elizabethan audiences, actually far more popular at the time than Shakespeare's comparatively short run of Henry V when it first appeared at the Globe. But it's one of the first history plays from the early modern professional theater in London, but it's also one of the earliest plays we have from the early days of the professional theater in London. From a time when going out to see a play performed by professional actors was something of a novelty to audiences in the metropolis. So, with that in mind, we present to you tonight the famous victories of Henry V, containing the honorable Battle of Agincourt, by Anonymous. Scene 1. Enter the young Prince Henry with Ned and Tom.
Come away, Ned and Tom.
Here, my lord.
Come away, my lads. Tell me, sirs, how much gold have you got?
Faith, my lord, I have got 500 pounds.
But tell me, Tom, how much hast thou got?
Faith, my lord, some 400 pounds.
400 pounds! Bravely spoken, lads. But tell me, sirs, Think you not that it was a villainous part of me to rob my father's receivers?
Why, no, my lord, it was but a trick of youth.
Faith, Ned, thou sayest true. But tell me, sirs, whereabouts are we?
My lord, we are about a mile off London.
But, sirs, I marvel that Sir John Oldcastle comes not away. Zoons, see where he comes. Ah, how now, Jockey? What's the news with thee?
Oh, faith, my lord, such news as passeth, for the town of Deptford is risen with hue and cry after your man, which parted from us the last night, and is set upon and hath robbed a poor carrier.
Zoons, the villain that was wont to spy out our booties.
Aye, my lord, even the very same.
Now, base-minded rascal, to rob a poor carrier. Well, it skills not. I'll save the base villain's life, I may. But tell me, Jockey, whereabouts be the receivers?
Faith, my lord, they're hard by, but the best is, we are a horseback, and they be afoot, so we may escape them.
Well, if the villains come, let me alone with them. But tell me, Jockey, how much gotst thou from the knaves? For I am sure I got something. For one of the villains so belammed me about the shoulders, I shall feel it this month.
Faith, my lord, I have got £100.
£100 now, bravely spoken, Jockey. But come, sirs, lay all your money before me. Now, by heaven, here is a brave show. But as I am a true gentleman, I will have the half of this spent tonight. But, sirs, take up your bags. Here come the receivers. Let me alone.
They hide the booty. Enter 2 receivers.
Alas, good fellow, what shall we do? I shall never go home to court, for I shall be hanged. But look, here is the prince. What shall we do?
How now, villains? What are you?
Speak you to him?
No, I pray speak you to him.
Why, how now, you rascals? Why speak you not?
Forsooth, we be. Pray speak you to him.
Zoons, villains, speak or I'll cut off your heads.
Forsooth, he can tell the tale better than I.
Forsooth, we be your father's receivers.
Are you my father's receivers? Then I hope ye have brought me some money.
Money? Alas, sir, we be robbed.
Robbed? How many were there of them?
Marry, sir, there were 4 of them, and one of them had Sir John Oldcastle's bay hobby and your black nag.
Dog's wounds! How like you this, Jockey? Blood, you villains! My father robbed of his money abroad, and we robbed in our stables. But tell me, how many were there of them?
If it please you, there were 4 of them, and there was one about the bigness of you. But I am sure I so belammed him about the shoulders that he will feel it this month.
Ha ha ha! God's wounds, you lammed them fairly, so that they have carried away your money. But come, sirs, what shall we do with the villains?
Oh, beseech your grace, be good to us.
The receivers kneel.
I pray you, my lord, forgive them this once.
Well, stand up and get you gone, and look that you speak not a word of it, for if there be Zoons, I'll hang you and all your kin. Now, sirs, how like you this? Was not this bravely done? For now the villains dare speak not of it. I have so feared them with words. Now, whither shall we go?
Why, my lord, you know our old hostess at Feversham.
Our hostess at Feversham? Blood, what shall we do there? We have £1,000 about us, and we shall go to a petty alehouse? No, no. You know the old tavern in Eastcheap? There's good wine. Besides, there is a pretty wench that can talk well, for I delight as much in their tongues as any part about them.
We are ready to wait upon your grace.
God's wounds, wait! We will go all together. We are all fellows, I tell you, sirs. And the king, my father, were dead, we would all be kings. Therefore, come away.
Scene 2. Enter John Cobbler, Robin Pewterer, and Lawrence Costermonger.
Well here, all is well, masters.
How say you, neighbor John Cobbler?
I think it is best that my neighbor, Robin Pewterer, went to Pudding's Lane Inn, and we will watch here at Billingsgate Ward. What say you, neighbor Robin? How like you this?
Very well, neighbors. I care not much if I go to Pudding Lane's End, but neighbors, and you hear any ado about me, make haste. And if I hear any ado about you, I will come to you.
Neighbor, what news hear you of the young prince?
Marry, neighbor, I hear he is a toward young prince, for if he meet any by the highway, he will not let talk with them. But I dare not call him a thief, but sure he is one of these taking fellows.
Indeed, neighbor, I hear say he is a lively young prince as ever.
And I hear say, if he use it long, father will cut him off from the crown. But neighbor, say nothing of that.
Oh, no, neighbor, I warrant you.
Neighbor, methinks you begin to sleep. We will sit down for, I think it's about midnight.
Marry, content neighbor, let us sleep.
John and Lawrence lie down and sleep. Enter Derek, roving.
Whoa there! Whoa there! Whoa there!
Oh, neighbors, what do you mean to sleep and such ado in the streets?
Oh, no, neighbor,
What's the matter?
Whoa there! Whoa there! Whoa there!
Why? What ailest thou? Here's no horses.
Oh, alas, man, I am robbed. Whoa there! Whoa there!
Hold him, neighbor Cobbler. Why, I see thou art a plain clown.
Am I a clown? Zoons, masters, do clowns go in silk apparel? I am sure all we gentlemen clowns in Kent scan't go so well. Zoons, you know clowns very well. Hear you. Are you Master Constable? An you be, speak, for I will not take it at his hands.
Faith, I am not Master Constable, but I'm one of his paid officers, for he is not here.
Is not Master Constable here? Oh, well, it is no matter. I'll have the law at his hands.
No. Do not take the law of us.
Well, you are one of his beastly officers.
I am one of his bade officers.
Why, then I charge thee, look to him.
Nay, but hear ye, sir. You seem to be an honest fellow, and we are poor men, and now 'tis night, and we would be lost to have anything to do. Therefore, I pray thee, put it up.
First, thou sayest true, I am an honest fellow, and a proper, handsome fellow, too. And you seem to be poor men, therefore I care not greatly. Nay, I am quickly pacified, but an you chance to spy the thief, I pray you lay hold on him.
Yes, that we will, I warrant you.
'Tis a wonderful thing to see how glad the knave is now I have forgiven him.
Neighbors, do ye look about you? How now? Who's there?
Enter the thief, Cuthbert Cutter.
Here is a good fellow. I pray you, which is the way to the old tavern in Eastcheap?
Apollo! Now, Gadshill, knowest thou me?
I know thee for an ass.
And I know thee for a taking fellow upon Gad's Hill in Kent, a box light upon you.
Oh, the whoreson villain would be knocked.
Masters, villain, and ye be men, stand to him and take his weapon from him. Let him not pass you.
My friend, what makes you abroad now? It's too late to walk abroad now.
It is not too late for true men to walk.
Well, we know thee not to be a true man.
What do you mean to do with me? Zoons, I am one of the king's liege people.
Hear you, sir. Are you one of the king's liege people?
I, marry, sir, that I am. What do you to it?
Marry, sir, I say, you are one of the king's filching people.
Come, let's have him away.
Why, what have I done?
Thou hast robbed a poor fellow and taken away his goods from him.
I never saw him before.
Masters, who comes here?
Enter the vintner's boy.
How now, Goodman Cobbler?
How now, Robert? What makes thou abroad at this time of night?
Mary, I have been at the counter. I can tell such news as never you have heard the like.
What is that, Robert? What is the matter?
Why, this night, about 2 hours ago, there came the young prince and 3 or 4 more of his companions and called for some wine goods store. And then they sent for a noise of musicians and were very merry for the space of an hour. Then, whether their music liked them or not, or whether they drank too much wine or not, I cannot tell. But our pots flew against the wall, and they drew their swords and went into the streets and fought. And for the space of half an hour, there was such a bloody fray as passive until such time as the mayor and sheriff were sent for. And so the young prince was carried to the counter. And then about an hour later, there came a messenger from the court in all haste from the king for my lord mayor and the sheriff. But for what cause, I know not.
Well, here is some news indeed, Robert.
Merry neighbor, this news is strange indeed. I think it best, neighbor, to rid our hands of this fellow first.
What do you mean to do with me?
We mean to carry you to the prison and there remain till Sessions Day.
I pray you, let me go to the prison where my master is.
Nay, thou must go to the county prison, to Newgate. Therefore, come away.
I prithee, be good to me, honest fellow.
Ah, Mary, will I'll be very charitable to thee, for I will never leave thee till I see thee on the gallows.
Scene 3. Enter King Henry IV with the Lord of Oxford.
And please, your majesty, here is my Lord Mayor of London to speak with your majesty.
Admit him to our presence.
Enter the Lord Mayor.
Now, my good Lord Mayor of London, the cause of my sending for you at this time is to tell you of a matter which I have learned of my council. Herein I understand that you have committed my son to prison without our leave and license. What, although he be a rude youth and likely to give occasion, yet you might have considered that he is a prince and my son, and not to be haled to prison by every subject.
May it please your majesty to give us leave to tell my tale?
Or else, God forbid. Otherwise you might think me an unequal judge, having more affection to my son than to any rightful judgment.
Then I do not doubt, but we shall rather deserve commendations at your majesty's hand than any anger.
Go to, say on.
Then, if it please your majesty, this night, between twixt 2 and 3 of the clock of the morning, my lord, the young prince, with a very disorderly company, came to the old tavern in Eastchep, and they drew their swords, and into the street they went. And betwixt them was such a bloody fray, nor the space of half an hour, that neither the watchman nor any of them could stay till my brother, the sheriff of London, and I were sent for. And at last, with much ado, we stayed them. And then, my good lord, we knew not whether your grace had sent them to us to whether to do justice or whether to try us, whether we would do justice of their own voluntary will or not. We cannot tell. And therefore, in such a case, knew not what to do, But for our own safeguard, we sent them to the ward, where he wanted nothing that is fit for his grace, your majesty's son, and thus most humbly beseeching your majesty to think of our answer.
Stand aside until we have further deliberated on your answer. Oh, Harry. Harry, now thrice accursed Harry, that hath gotten a son, which with grief will end his father's days. Oh, my son, a prince thou art, aye, a prince indeed, and to deserve imprisonment. And well have they done, and like faithful subjects. Discharge him and let him go.
I beseech your grace, be good to my lord the young prince.
Nay, 'tis no matter, let him alone.
Perchance the mayor and the sheriff have been too precise on this matter.
No, they have done like faithful subjects. I will go myself to discharge him and let him go.
Scene 4. Enter the Lord Chief Justice, the clerk of the office, and the jailer, with Derek, John Cobbler, and the thief Cuthbert Cutter.
Jailer, bring the prisoner to the bar. Hold thy hand up at the bar.
Here it is, my lord.
Clerk of the office, read his indictment.
What is thy name?
My name was known before I came here, and shall be when I'm gone, I warrant you.
Is that thy name, Cuthbert Cutter?
The devil you ask, and know it so well.
Why then, Cuthbert Cutter, I indict thee by the name of Cuthbert Cutter for robbing a poor carrier the 20th day of May last past, in the 14th year of the reign of our sovereign Lord King Henry the Fourth, for setting upon a poor carrier upon Gad's Hill in Kent, and having beaten and wounded the said carrier, and taken his goods from him.
Oh, masters, stay there. Nay, let's never belie the man, for he hath not beaten and wounded me also, but he hath beaten and wounded my pack, and hath taken the great rays of ginger that bouncing Bess with the jolly buttock should have had. That grieves me most.
What sayest thou, are thou guilty or not guilty?
Not guilty, my lord.
By whom wilt thou be tried?
By my lord, the young prince, or by myself, whether you will.
Enter Prince Henry with Ned and Tom.
Come away, my lads. God's wounds, ye villain! What make you here? I must go about my business myself, and you must be loitering here?
My lord, they have bound me and will not let me go.
Have they bound thee, villain? Why, how now, my lord?
I'm glad to see your grace in good health.
Why, my lord, this is my man. 'Tis marvel you knew him not long before this. I tell you, he is a man of his hands.
Aye, Gog's wounds that I am, try me who dare.
Your grace shall find small credit by acknowledging him to be your man.
Why, my lord, what hath he done?
And it please your majesty, he hath robbed a poor carrier.
Hear you, sir? Marry, it was one Derek, Goodman Hobling's man of Kent.
What wast you, button breech? Of my word, my lord, he did it but in jest.
Hear you, sir. Is it your man's quality to rob folks in jest? In faith, he shall be hanged in earnest.
Well, my lord, what do you mean to do with my man? Why then, belike, you mean to hang my man?
I am sorry that it falls out so.
Why, my lord, I pray ye, who am I?
And it please your grace, you are my young, the Lord, my young prince, our king that shall be after the decease of our sovereign Lord King Henry the Fourth, whom God grant long to reign.
You say true, my lord, and you will hang my man.
And it like your grace, I must needs do justice.
Tell me, my lord, I shall have my man.
I cannot, my lord.
But will you not let him go?
I am sorry that his case is so ill.
Tosh, case me no casings. Shall I have my man?
I cannot, nor I may not, my lord.
Nay, and I shall not. Say, and then I am answered.
No.
No, then I will have him.
God's wounds! Shall I cut off his head, my lord?
No, I charge you, draw not your swords, but get you hence, away, be gone.
Well, my lord, I am content to take it at your hands.
Nay, an you be not, you shall have more.
I pray you, my lord. Who am I?
You, who knows not you? Why, man, you are Lord Chief Justice of England.
Your grace hath said truth. Therefore, in striking me in this place, you greatly abuse me, and not only me, but also your father, whose lively person here in this place I do represent. And therefore, to teach you what prerogatives mean, I commit you to the fleet until we have spoken with your father, and therefore carry him away. Jailer, carry the prisoner to Newgate again until the next assizes.
At your commandment, my lord, it shall be done.
Scene 5. Enter Derek and John Cobbler.
Zoons, masters, here's a do when princes must go to prison. Why, John, didst ever see the like?
Oh, Derek, trust me, I never saw the like.
Why, John, thou mayst see what princes be in choler. A judge, a box on the ear. I'll tell thee, John, oh, John, I would not have done it for 20 shillings.
No, nor I. There had been no way but one with us. We should have been hanged.
Faith, John, I'll tell thee what. Thou shalt be my Lord Chief Justice, and thou shalt sit in the chair, and I'll be the young prince and hit thee a box on the ear. And then thou shalt say, to teach you what prerogatives mean, I commit you to the fleet.
Come on, I'll be your judge. But thou shalt not hit me hard.
Oh, no.
What hath he done?
Marry, he hath robbed Derek.
Why then, I cannot let him go.
I must needs have my man.
You shall not have your man.
Shall I not have my man? Say no, and you dare. How
No.
say you? Shall I not have my man?
Oh, marry, you shall not.
Shall I not, John?
No, Derek.
Why then? Take you that till more come. Hiya! Zoons! Shall I not have him?
No. Well, I'm content to take this at your hand, but I pray you, who am I?
Who art thou? Zoons, dost thou not know thyself?
No.
Now away, simple fellow. Why, man, thou art John the Cobbler.
No, I'm the Lord Chief Justice of England.
Oh, John, mass, thou sayest true. Thou art indeed.
Why then, to teach you what prerogatives mean, I commit you to the fleet.
Ha! Well, I will go, but faith, you grey-beard knave, I'll curse you. Oh, John, come. Why, what a clown wert thou to let me hit thee a box on the ear. And now thou seest, they will not take me to the fleet. I think that thou art one of these workday clowns.
But I marvel, what will become of thee?
Faith, I'll be no more a carrier.
What wilt thou do then?
I'll dwell with thee and become a cobbler.
With me? Alas, I am not able to keep thee. Why, thou wilt eat me out of doors.
Oh, John, no, John, I am not one of these great slouching fellows that devours these great pieces of beef and brewis. Alas, a trifle serves me. A woodcock, a chicken, or a capon's leg, or any such little thing serves me.
A capon? Why, man, I cannot get a capon once a year, except to be at Christmas, at some other man's house. For we cobblers be glad of a dish of roots.
Roots? A bots on you. And be but for your ale, I'll dwell with you. Come, let's away as fast as we can.
Scene 6. Enter Prince Henry with Ned and Tom.
Come away, sirs, God's wounds. Ned, did thou see what a box of the ear I gave the old justice?
By Gog's blood, it did me good to see it. It made his teeth jar in his head.
Enter
How
Jockey
now, Sir John
Oldcastle.
Oldcastle? What's the news with you?
Oh, I'm glad to see your grace at liberty. I was come to visit your prison.
To visit me? Didst thou not know that I am a prince's son? Why, 'tis enough for me to look into a prison, though I come not in myself. But there's such ado nowadays. There's prisoning, here's hanging, whipping, and the devil and all. But I tell you, sirs, when I am king, we will have no such things. But, my lads, if the old king, my father, were dead, we would all be kings.
Oh, he's a good old man. God take him to his mercy the sooner.
But, Ned, so soon as I am king, the first thing I will do shall be to put my Lord Chief Justice out of office, and thou shalt be my Lord Chief Justice of England.
Shall I be Lord Chief Justice? By Gog's wounds, I'll be the bravest Lord Chief Justice ever was in England.
Then, Ned, I'll turn all these prisons into fence schools, and I will endow thee with them, with lands to maintain them withal. Then I will have a bout with my Lord Chief Justice. Thou shalt hang none but pick purses and horse stealers and such base-minded villains. But that fellow that will stand by the highway side courageously with his sword and buckler and take a purse, that fellow, give him commendations. Besides that, send him to me, and I will give him an annual pension out of my exchequer to maintain him all the days of his life.
Nobly spoken, Henry. We shall never have a merry world till the old king be dead.
Whither are you going now?
To the court, for I hear my father lies very sick.
But I doubt he will not die.
Yet I will go thither, for the breath shall be no sooner out of his body, but I will clap the crown on my head.
Will you go to the court with that cloak so full of needles?
Cloak, eyelet holes, needles, and all was of mine own devising, and therefore I will wear it.
I pray you, my lord, what may be the meaning thereof?
Why, man, 'tis a sign that I stand upon thorns till the crown be on my head.
Or that every needle might be a prick to the hearts that repine at your doings.
Ah, thou sayest true, Jockey. But there's some will say the young prince will be a well-taught young man, and all this gear, I had as lief I would break my head with a pot as to say any such things. But we stand prating here too long. I must needs speak with my father, therefore come away.
What a rapping keep you at the king's court gate?
Here's one that must speak with the king.
The king is very sick, and none must speak to him.
No, you rascal, do you not know me?
You are, my lord, the young prince.
Then go and tell my father that I must and will speak with him.
Shall I cut off his head?
No, no. Though I would help you in other places, yet I have nothing to do here. What? You are in my father's court.
I will write him in my tables, for as soon as I am made Lord Chief Justice, I will put him out of his office.
God's wounds, sirs. The king comes. Let's all stand aside.
Enter King Henry IV with the Lord of Oxford.
And is it true, my lord, that my son is already sent to the fleet? Now truly that man is more fitter to rule the realm than I, for by no means could I rule my son. And he by one word hath caused him to be ruled. Oh, my son no sooner out of one prison but into another. I had thought once, while I had lived, to have seen this noble realm of England flourish by thee, my son, but now I see it goes to ruin and decay.
And please your grace, here is my lord your son that cometh to speak with you. He saith he must and will speak with you.
My son Harry?
Aye, and please your majesty.
I know wherefore he cometh. But look that none come with him.
Very disordered company, and such will make very ill rule in your majesty's house.
Well, well, let him come, but look that none come with him.
And please your grace, my lord the king sends for you.
Come away, sirs, let's go all together.
And please your grace, none must go with you.
Why? I must needs have them with me. Otherwise, I can do my father no countenance. Therefore, come away.
The king, your father, commands there should none come.
Well then, sirs, be gone.
Come, my son. Come on, in God's name. I know wherefore thy coming is. Oh, my son. My son, what cause have ever been that thou shouldst forsake me and follow this vile and reprobate company which abuseth you so manifestly? Oh, my son, thou knowest that these thy doings will end thy father's days. So, my son, thou fearest not to approach the presence of thy sick father in that disguised sort. I tell thee, my son, that there is never a needle in thy cloak, but it is a prick to my heart, and never an eyelet, but it is a hole to my soul. And wherefore thou bringest that dagger in thy hand, I know not but by conjecture.
My conscience accuseth me. Most sovereign Lord and well-beloved Father, to answer first to the last point, that is, whereas you conjecture that this hand and this dagger shall be armed against your life. No, no, my beloved Father, far be the thoughts of your son. Son, said I, an unworthy son for so good a father. But far be the thoughts of any such pretended mischief, and I most humbly render it to your majesty's hand. 'Tis not the crown that I come for, sweet father, because I am unworthy. And those vile and reprobate companions I abandon and utterly abolish their company forever. Pardon, sweet father, pardon, the least thing and most desired. And this ruffianly cloak I here tear from my back and sacrifice it to the devil, which is master of all mischief. Pardon me, sweet father, pardon me, pardon, good father. Not a word? He will not speak a word. Oh, Harry, thou thrice unhappy Harry, but what shall I do? I will go, take me into some solitary place, and there lament my sinful life. And when I have done, I will lay me down and die.
Call him again. Call my son again.
And doth my father call me again? Now, Harry, happy be the day, the time that father calleth thee.
Stand up, my son, and do not think thy father, but at the request of thee, my son, I will pardon thee. And God bless thee and make thee his servant.
Thanks, good my lord, and no doubt, but this day, even this day, I am born new again.
Come, my son, and lords, take me by the hands.
Scene 7. Enter Derek.
Thou art a stinking whore, and a whoreson stinking whore. Dost think I'll take it at thy hands?
Derek, hearest, do, Derek, never while thou livest use that. Why, what will my neighbors say thou goest away so?
She's an errant whore, and I'll have the law on you, John.
Why, what hath she done?
Mary, mark thou, John, I will prove it, that I will.
What wilt thou prove?
That she called me into dinner, John, mark the tale well, John, and when I was set, she brought me a dish of roots and a piece of barrel butter therein. And she is a very knave, and thou a drab if thou take her part.
Yes, Derek, is this the matter? Hey, and if be no worse, we'll go home again, and all shall be amended.
Oh, John, dearest. John, is all well?
Aye, all is well.
Ah, then I'll go home before. And break all the glass windows.
Scene 8. Enter King Henry with the lords of Exeter and Oxford.
Come, my lords. I see it boots me not to take any physic, for all the physicians in the world cannot cure me. No, not one. But good my lords, remember my last will and testament concerning my son, for truly, my lords, I do not think, but he will prove as valiant and victorious a king as ever reigned in England.
Let heaven and earth be witness between us.
Witness between us.
We accomplish not thy will to the uttermost.
I give you most unfeigned thanks, good my lords. Draw the curtains and depart my chamber a while, and cause some music to rock me to sleep.
Music plays, and he sleepeth. Enter the prince.
Ah, Harry, thrice unhappy that hath neglect so long from visiting of thy sick father. I will go. Nay, but why do I not go to the chamber of my sick father to comfort the melancholy soul of his body? His soul, said I. Here is his body indeed, but his soul is whereas it needs no body. Now, thrice accursed Harry, that hath offended thy father so much, and could not, I crave pardon for all. Cursed be the day wherein I was born, and accursed be the hour wherein I was begotten. But what shall I do? If weeping tears, which come too late, may suffice the negligence neglected to some, I will weep day and night until the fountain be dry with weeping.
Come easily, my lord, for waking of the king.
Now, my lords.
How doth your grace feel yourself?
Somewhat better after my sleep. But good my lords, take off my crown, remove my chair a little back, and set me right.
And please your grace, the crown is taken away.
The crown taken away? Good my lord of Oxford, go see who hath done this deed. No doubt some vile traitor that hath done it to deprive my son. They would do it now, would seek to scrape and scrawl for it after my death.
Here, and please your grace, is my lord, the young prince with the crown.
Why, how now, my son? I had thought the last time I had you in schooling I had given you a lesson for all, and do you now begin again? Why, tell me, my son, dost thou think the time so long that thou wouldst have it before the breath be out of my mouth?
Most sovereign Lord and well-beloved Father, I came into your chamber to comfort the melancholy soul of your body, and finding you at that time past all recovery and dead to my thinking, God is my witness, and what should I do but with weeping tears lament the death of you, my father? And after that, seeing the crown, I took it, and tell me, my father, who might better take it than I after your death? But seeing you live, I most humbly render it to your majesty's hands, and the happiest man alive that my father lived, and Live, my lord and father, forever.
Stand up, my son. Thine answer hath sounded well in mine ears, for I must needs confess that I was in a very sound sleep, and altogether unmindful of thy coming. But come near, my son, and let me put thee in possession whilst I live, that none deprive thee of it after my death.
Well, may I take it at your majesty's hands, but it shall never touch my head so long as my father lives.
God give thee joy, my son. God bless thee, and make thee his servant, and send thee a prosperous reign, for God knows, my son, how hardly I came by it, and how hardly I have maintained it.
Howsoever you came by it, I know not, but now I have it from you, and from you I will keep it. And he that seeks to take the crown from my head, let him look that his armor be thicker than mine, or I will pierce him to the heart, were it harder than brass or bullion.
Nobly spoken, and like a king. Now trust me, my lords, I fear not, but my son will be as warlike and victorious a prince as ever reigned in England.
His former life shows no less.
My lords, I know not whether it be for sleep or drawing near of drowsy summer of death, but I am very much given to sleep. Therefore, good my lords and my son, draw the curtains and depart my chamber.
Oxford, Exeter, and Prince Henry draw the curtains. Exeunt omnes. The king dieth. Scene 9. Enter the thief, Cuthbert Cutter.
Oh God, I am now much like to a bird which hath escaped from its cage, for as so soon as my Lord Chief Justice heard that the old king was dead, he was glad to let me go, for fear of my lord, the young prince. But here come some of his companions. I will see if I can get anything of them for old acquaintances.
Enter Tom, Jockey, and Ned, ranging.
God's wounds, the king is dead!
Dead? Then God's blood we should all be kings.
God's wounds, I shall be Lord Chief Justice of England.
Why, how are you broken out of prison?
Oh, God's wounds, how the villain stinks!
Why, what will become of thee now? Fire upon him, how the rascal stinks.
Mary, I will go and serve my master again.
Dog's blood. Dost think that he will have any such scabbed knave as thou art? What? Man, he is a king now.
Hold thee. Here's a couple angels for thee. Get thee gone, for the king will not be long before he come this way, and hereafter I will tell the king of thee.
Oh, how it did me good to see the king when he was crowned. Methought his seat was like the figure of heaven, and his person like to a god.
But who would have thought that the king would have changed his countenance so?
Did you not see with what grace he sent his embassage into France to tell the French king that Harry of England had sent for the crown, and that Harry of England shall have it?
But 'twas but a little to make the people believe that he was sorry for his father's death.
The trumpet sounds.
God's wounds. The king comes. Let's all stand aside.
Enter King Henry V with the Archbishop of Canterbury and the Lord of Oxford.
How do you, my lord?
How now, Harry? Tut, my lord, put away these dumps. You are a king, and all the realm is yours. What, man, do you not remember the old sayings? You know, I must be Lord Chief Justice of England. Trust me, my lord, methinks you are very much changed. And 'tis but with a little sorrowing to make folks believe the death of your father grieves you, and 'tis nothing so.
I prithee, Ned, mend thy manners, and be more modester in thy terms, for my unfeigned grief is not to be ruled by thy flattering and dissembling talk. Thou sayest I am changed. So I am indeed, and so must thou be, and that quickly, or else I must cause thee to be changed.
Gug's wounds, how like you this, Zounce?
I trust we have not offended your grace no way.
Ah, Tom, your former life grieves me and makes me to abandon and abolish your company forever, and therefore not upon pain of death to approach my presence by 10 miles pace. Then, if I hear well of you, it may be I will do somewhat for you. Otherwise, look for no more favor at my hands than at any other man's, and therefore be gone. We have other matters to talk on. Now, my good lord, Archbishop of Canterbury, what say you to our embassage to France?
Your right to the French crown of France came by your great-grandmother Isabel, wife to King Edward III and sister to Charles the French king. Now, if the French king deny it, as likely enough he will, then thou must take thy sword in hand and conquer the right. Let the usurped Frenchman know, although your predecessors have let it pass, you will not, for your countrymen are willing with purse and men to aid you. Then, my good lord, as it hath been always known, that Scotland hath been in league with France by a sort of pensions which yearly come from thence, I think it therefore best to conquer Scotland, and then I think that you may go more easily into France. And this is all that I can say, my good lord.
I thank you, my good lord Archbishop of Canterbury. What say you, my good lord of Oxford?
And please your majesty, I agree with my lord Archbishop saying in this, he that will Scotland win must first with France begin, according to the old saying. Therefore, my good lord, I think it best to invade France, for in conquering Scotland you conquer but one, and conquer France and you conquer both.
Enter the Lord of Exeter.
And please your majesty, my lord ambassador has come out of France.
Now trust me, my lord, he was the last man that we talked of. I am glad that he has come to resolve us of our answer. Commit him to our presence.
Enter the Duke of York.
God save the life of my sovereign lord, the king.
Now, my good lord, the Duke of York, what news from our brother, the French king?
And it please your majesty, I delivered him my embassage, whereof I took some deliberation. But for the answer, he hath sent my lord ambassador of Bruges, the Duke of Burgundy, Monsieur Lecold, with 250 horsemen to bring the embassage.
Commit my lord Archbishop of Bruges to our presence.
Enter the Archbishop of Bruges.
Now, my lord Archbishop of Bruges, we do learn by our lord ambassador that you have our message to do from our brother, the French king. Here, my good lord, according to our accustomed order, we give you free liberty and license to speak with good audience.
God save the mighty King of England. My lord and master, the most Christian King Charles VI, the great and mighty King of France, as his most noble and Christian king, not minding to shed innocent blood, is rather content to yield somewhat to your unreasonable demands. That, if 50,000 crowns a year, with his daughter, the said Lady Katherine in marriage, and some crowns which he may well spare, not hurting of his kingdom, he is content to yield so far to your unreasonable desire.
Why then, belike your lord and master thinks to puff me up with 50,000 crowns a year? No, tell thy lord and master that all the crowns in France shall not serve me, except the crown and kingdom itself. Perchance hereafter I will have his daughter.
And please your majesty, my lord Prince Dauphin greets you well with this present.
He delivereth a ton of tennis balls.
What? A gilded ton? I pray you, my lord of York, look what is in it.
And please, your grace, here is a turn of tennis balls.
A ton of tennis balls. I pray you, good my lord Archbishop, what might be the meaning whereof?
And please you, my lord, a messenger, you know, ought to keep close his message, and especially an ambassador.
But I know that you may declare your message to a king. The law of arms allows no less.
My lord, hearing of your wild niece before your father's death sent you, my good lord, meaning that you are more fitter for a tennis court than a field, and more fitter for a carpet than a camp.
My lord Prince Dauphin is very pleasant with me, but tell him that instead of balls of leather, we will toss him balls of brass and iron. The proudest tennis court shall rue it. I and thou, Prince of Bruges, shall rue it. Therefore get thee hence, and tell him my message quickly, lest I be there before thee. Away, priest, be gone.
I beseech your grace to deliver me your safe conduct under your broad seal manual.
Priest of Bruges, know that the hand and seal of a king and his word is all one. And instead of my hand and seal, I will bring him my hand and sword, and tell thy lord master that I, Harry of England, said it, and I, Harry of England, will perform it. My lord of York, deliver him our safe conduct under our broad seal manual. Now, my lords, to arms, for I vow by heaven and earth that the proudest Frenchman in all France shall rue the time that ever these tennis balls were sent into England. Therefore, come. But stay, I'd almost forgot the chiefest thing of all, with chafing with this French ambassador. Call in my lord, the Chief Justice of England.
Enter the Lord Chief Justice of England.
Here is the king, my lord.
God preserve your majesty.
Why, how now, my lord? What is the matter?
I would it were unknown to your majesty.
Why, what? What ails you?
Your majesty knoweth my grief well.
Oh, my lord. You remember you sent me to the fleet, did you not?
I trust your grace have forgotten that.
Aye, truly, my lord. And for revengement, I have chosen you to be my protector over my realm until it shall please God to give me speedy return out of France.
And if it please your majesty, I am far unworthy of so high a dignity.
Tut, my lord, you are not unworthy, because I think you worthy. For you that would not spare me, I think will not spare another. It must needs be so, and therefore come, let us be gone, and get our men in readiness.
Scene 10. Enter a captain, John Cobbler, and his wife.
Come, come, there's no remedy. Thou must needs serve the king.
Good master captain, let me go. I'm not able to go so far.
I pray you, good master captain, be good to my husband.
Why, I am sure he is not too good to serve the king.
Alas, no, but a great deal too bad. Therefore, I pray you, let me go.
No, thou shalt go.
Oh, sir, I have a great many shoes at home to cobble.
I pray you, let him go home again.
Tush, I care not, thou shalt go.
So, wife, and you had been a loving wife to me. And this had not been for, I have said many times that I would go away, and now I must go away against my will.
Enter Derek with a pot lid for a shield.
Master Captain, shall we away? Zoom, how now, John? What? A crying? What makes you and my dame there? I marvel whose head you will throw the stools at now we are gone.
I'll tell you. Come, you cloghead. What do you do with my pot lid? Hear you? I will have it wrapped about your pate.
Oh, good dame. If I had my dagger here, I would worry you all to pieces, that I would.
Did you so? I'll try that.
Ah! Master Captain, will you supper her? Go to, dame. I'll tell you, Master Captain, what you should do. Press her for a soldier. I warrant you, she will do as much good as her husband, and I too.
Enter Cuthbert Cutter, the thief.
Zoons, who comes yonder?
How now, good fellow? Dost thou want a master?
Aye, truly, sir.
Hold thee then. I press thee for a soldier to serve the king in France.
How now, gads? What dost thou know, thinkst?
I knew thee long ago.
Hear you, Master Captain?
What sayest thou?
I pray you, let me go home again.
Why? What wouldst thou do at home?
Mary, I have brought 2 shirts with me, and I would carry one of them home again, for I am sure he'll steal it from me. He is such a filching fellow.
I warned thee, he will not steal it from thee. Come, let's away.
Come, Master Captain, let's away. Come, follow me.
Come, wife, let's part lovingly.
Farewell, good husband.
Why, what a kissing and crying is here. Zoons, do you think he will never come again? Why, John, come away. Dost thou think that we are so base-minded to die among Frenchmen? Come, Master Captain, let's away.
I cannot stay no longer, therefore come away.
Scene 11. Enter King Charles of France, the Prince Dauphin, and the Lord High Constable of France.
Now, my Lord High Constable, what say you to our embassage into England?
And it please your majesty, I can say nothing until my lord ambassadors be come home, but yet methinks your grace has done well to get your men in so good readiness for fear of the worst.
Aye, my lord, we have some in readiness, but if the King of England make against us, we must have thrice so many more.
But, my lord, although the King of England be young and wild-headed, yet never think he would be so unwise to make battle against the mighty King of France.
Oh, my son, although the King of England be young and wild-headed, yet never think but he is ruled by his wise counselors.
God save the life of my sovereign-lord, the king.
Ah, now, my good Lord Archbishop of Bruges, what news from our brother the English king?
And please your majesty, he is so far from your expectation that nothing will serve him but the crown and the kingdom itself. He bade me haste so quickly, lest he be there before me. And so, as far as I hear, he has kept a promise. For they say he has already landed at Quedox in Normandy, upon the river Seine, and laid his siege to the garrison town of Harfleur.
You have made great haste in the meantime, have you not?
I pray you, my lord, how did the King of England take my presents?
Truly, my lord, in very ill part. For these your balls of leather, he will toss you balls of brass and iron. Trust me, my lord, I was very afraid of him. He is such a haughty and high-minded prince. He is as fierce as a lion.
Tush! We will make him as tame as a lamb, I warrant you.
Enter a messenger.
God save the mighty King of France.
Now, messenger, what news?
An it please your majesty, I come from your poor distressed town of Harfleur, which is so beset on every side. If your majesty do not send present aid, the town will be yielded to the English king.
Come, my lords, come. Shall we stand still till our country be spoiled under our noses? My lords, let the Normans, Brabants, Picardies, and Danes be sent for with all speed. And you, my high lord constable, I make general over my whole army. Monsieur L'Ecole, Master of the Balls, Signor Drevens, and all the rest, at your appointment.
I trust your majesty will bestow some part of the battle on me. I hope not to present any otherwise than well.
I tell thee, my son, although I should get the victory, and thou lose thy life, I should think myself quite conquered, and the Englishmen to have the victory.
Why, my lord and father, I would have the petty king of England to know that I dare encounter him on any ground of the world.
I know well, my son, but at this time I will have it thus. Therefore, come away.
Scene 12. Enter Henry V with his lords.
Come, my lords of England, no doubt this good luck of winning this town is a sign of honorable victory to come. But, good my lord, go and speak to the captains with all speed to number the host of the Frenchmen, and by what means we may the better know how to appoint the battle.
And it please your majesty, there are many of your men sick and diseased, and many of them die for want of victuals.
And why did you not tell me of it before? If we cannot have it for money, we will have it by din of sword. The law of arms allows no less.
I beseech your grace to grant me a boon.
What is that, my good lord?
That your grace would give me the vanguard in the battle.
Trust me, my lord of Oxford, I cannot, for I have already given it to my uncle, the Duke of York. Yet I thank you for your goodwill.
A trumpet sounds.
How now? What is that?
I think it be some herald of arms.
Enter a herald.
A king of England? My lord I constable and others of the noblemen of France sends me to defy thee as open enemy to God, our country, and us, and hereupon they presently bid thee battle.
Herald, tell them that I defy them as open enemies to God, my country, and me, and as wrongful usurpers of my right. And whereas thou sayest they presently bid me battle, tell them that I think they know how to please me. But I pray thee, what place hath my lord Prince Dauphin here in battle?
And it please your majesty, my lord and king, his father, will not let him come into the field.
Why, then he doth me great injury. I thought that he and I should have played at tennis together. Therefore I have brought tennis balls for him, but other manner of ones than he sent me. And so, adieu, my friend, and tell my lord that I am ready when he will. Come, my lords, I care not, and I go to our captains, and I'll see the number of the French army myself. Strike up the drum.
A drum strikes. Scene 13. Enter the French soldiers.
Come away, Jack Drummer, come away all, and I will tell you what me will do. Me will throw any chance on the dice, who shall have the King of England and his lords.
Come away, Jack Drummer, and throw your chance and lay down your drum.
Enter a drummer.
Oh, the brave apparel that the Englishmen have brought over. I will tell you what me had done. Me have provided 100 trunks and put all the fine apparel of Englishmen in.
What do thou mean by trunk, eh?
A chest, man, 100 chests.
Oui. Me will tell you what me have pushed 5 children out of my house, and all too little to put the fine apparel of the Englishmen in.
Oh, the brave apparel that we shall have anon. But come, and you shall see what me will throw at the king's drummer and fife. Me had no good luck, I tell you.
Faith, me will throw at the Earl of Northumberland and my Lord of Willoughby with his grace horse, snorting, farting. Oh, brave horse!
My lady, you have reasonable good luck. Now, I will throw at the king himself. Oh, me have no good luck.
Enter a captain.
How now? What make you hear so far from the camp?
Shall we tell our captain what we have done here?
Are we?
I will tell you what we have done. We have been throwing our chance on the dice, but none can win the king.
I think so. why he is left behind for me. And I have set the 4 chairmakers at work to make a new disguised chair to sit that womanly king of England in. That all the people may laugh and scoff at him.
Oh, brave Capitan!
I am glad, and yet what a kind of pity to see the poor king. Why, whoever saw a more flourishing army in France in one day than here is? Are not here all the peers of France? And on the other side, a sight of poor English scabs. Take an Englishman out of his warm bed and his stale drink but 1 month, and alas, what will become of him? But give the Frenchman a radish root, and he will live with it all the days of his life.
Oh, the brave apparel that we shall have of the Englishman's.
Scene 14. Enter the King of England and his lords.
Come, my lords and fellows of arms, what company is there of the Frenchmen?
And please your majesty, our captains have numbered them, and so near as they can judge, they are about 70,000 horsemen and 40,000 footmen.
They 70,000, and we but 2,000, 10 to 1. My lords and loving countrymen, though we be few and they many, fear not. Your quarrel is good, and God will defend you. Pluck up your hearts, for this day we shall either have a valiant victory or an honorable death. Now, my lords, I will that my uncle, the Duke of York, have the vanguard in the battle, and I myself, with the Duke of Bedford, the Duke of Clarence, and the Duke of Gloucester, will be in the midst of the battle. Then I will that every archer provide him a stake of a tree and sharp it at both ends, and at the first encounter the horsemen to pitch their stakes down into the ground before them, that they may gore themselves upon them, and then to recoil back and shoot wholly all together, and so discomfit them.
And please your majesty, I will take that charge, if your grace be therewith content.
With all my heart, my good Lord of Oxford, and go and provide quickly.
I thank your highness.
Well, my lords, our battles are ordained, and the French making of bonfires and at their banquets, but let them look, for I mean to set upon them.
The trumpet sounds.
Thought, here comes some other French message.
Enter a herald.
King of England, my lord High Constable and other of my lords, considering the poor estate of thee and thy poor countrymen, send me to know what thou wilt give for thy ransom. Perhaps thou mayst agree better cheap now than when thou art conquered.
Why then, belike your high constable sends to know what I will give for my ransom. Now trust me, herald, not so much as a ton of tennis balls. No, not so much as one poor tennis ball. Rather shall my body lie dead in the field to feed crows than ever England shall pay 1 penny ransom for my body.
A kingly resolution.
No, herald, 'tis a kingly resolution and the resolution of a king. Here, take this for thy pains. But stay, my lords, what time is this?
Prime time, my lord.
Then it is good time, no doubt, for all England prayeth for us. What, my lords, methinks you look cheerfully upon me. Why then, with one voice and like true English hearts, with me throw up your caps and for England cry, St. George, and God and St. George help us.
Break drummer. Exeunt omnes. Scene 15. The battle.
St. George!
St. George!
Scene 16. Enter the King of England with his lords.
Come, my lords, come. By this time, our swords are almost drunk with French blood. But, my lords, which of you can tell me how many of our army be slain in the battle? For the good Duke of York, I am heartily sorry and greatly lament his misfortune. Yet the honorable victory which the Lord hath given us doth make me much rejoice. But stay, here comes another French message.
God save the life of the most mighty conqueror, the honorable King of England.
Now, Harold, methinks the world is changed with you now. What I am sure it is a great disgrace for a herald to kneel before the King of England. What is thy message?
My lord and master, the conquered King of France, sends the long elf with hearty greeting.
Harold, his greetings are welcome.
He hath sent me to desire your majesty to give him leave to go into the field to view his poor countrymen, that they may all be honorably buried.
Let him bury them in God's name. But I pray thee, Harold, where is my Lord High Constable and those that would have had my ransom?
And it please your majesty, he was slain in battle.
But Harold, what castle is this so near adjoining to our camp?
And it please your majesty, it is called the Castle of Agincourt.
Well then, my lords of England, for the more honor of our Englishmen, I will that this be forever called the Battle of Agincourt.
And it please your majesty, I have a further message to deliver to your majesty.
What is that, Harold? Say on.
And it please your majesty, my lord and master craves to parley with your majesty.
With a good will, so some of my nobles view the place, for fear of treachery and treason.
Oh, your grace needs not to doubt that.
Well then, I will come. Now, my lords, I will go into the field myself to view my countrymen and to have them honorably buried, for the French king shall never surpass me in the courtesy while I am Harry, King of England. Come on, my lords.
Scene 17. Enter John Cobbler and Robin Pewterer.
Now, John Cobbler, didst thou see how the king did behave himself?
But Robin, didst thou see what a policy the king had? To see how the Frenchmen were killed with the stakes of the trees?
Aye, John, there was a brave policy.
Enter an English soldier roaming.
What are you, my masters?
Why would you be Englishmen?
Englishmen.
Are ye Englishmen? Then change your language, for the king's tents are set afire, and all they that speak English will be killed.
What shall we do, Robin? Faith, I'll shift, for I can speak broken French.
Faith, so can I. Let's hear how thou can speak it.
Comment allez-vous, baguette?
That's, well, come, let's be gone.
Drum and trumpet sound. Scene 18. Enter Derek roaming. After him, a Frenchman, and takes Derek prisoner.
Oh, good monsieur.
Come, you vigliacco.
Oh, I will, sir, I will.
Come quickly, you peasant.
I will, sir. What shall I give you?
Nelly, thou shalt give me 1, 2, 3, 400 crowns.
Nay, sir, I will give you more. I will give you as many crowns as will lie on your sword.
Wilt thou give me as many crowns as will lie on my sword?
Aye, marry will I. But you must lay your sword down, or else they will not lie on your sword.
Here the Frenchman layeth down his sword, and Derek takes it up and hurls him down.
Ha! Oh, thou villain! Darest thou look up?
Good monsieur, compatriote, monsieur, pardon me.
Oh, you villain! Now you lie at my mercy. Dost thou remember since thou lamedst me in my short L? Oh, villain! Now I will strike off thy head.
What's that?
What, is he gone? Mass, I am glad of it, for if he had stayed, I was afraid he would have stirred again, and then I should have been split. But I will away to kill more Frenchmen.
Scene 19. Enter the King of France, the King of England, his secretary, and attendants.
Now, my good brother of France, my coming into this land was not to shed blood, but for the right of my country, which, if you can deny, I am content peaceably to leave my siege and depart out of your land.
What is it you demand, my loving brother of England?
My secretary hath it written. Read it.
Item, that immediately Henry of England be crowned King of France.
A very hard sentence, my good brother of England.
No more, but right, my good brother of France.
Well, read on.
Item, that after the death of the said Henry, the crown remain to him and his heirs forever.
Why then, you do not only mean to dispossess me, but also my son.
Well, my good brother of France, you have had it long enough. And as for Prince Dauphin, it skills not, though he sit beside the saddle. Thus I have set it down, and thus it shall be.
You are very peremptory, my good brother of England.
And you as perverse, my good brother of France.
Why then, belike all that I have is yours.
Aye, even as far as the kingdom of France reaches.
Aye, for by this hot beginning we shall scarce bring it to a calm ending.
It is as you please. Here is my resolution.
Well, my brother of England, if you will give me a copy, we will meet again tomorrow.
With a good will, my good brother of France. Secretary, deliver him a copy. My lords of England, go before and I will follow you. Ah, Harry, thrice unhappy Harry, hast thou now conquered the French king and beginst a fresh supply with his daughter? But with what face canst thou seek to gain her love, which hath sought to win her father's crown? Her father's crown, said I. No, it is mine own. Aye, but I love her, and must crave her. Nay, I love her, and will have her.
Enter Lady Katherine.
But here she comes. How now, fair Lady Katherine of France, what news?
And it please your majesty, my father there sent me to know if you will debate any of these unreasonable demands which you require.
Now trust me, Kate, I commend thy father's wit greatly in this, for none in the world could sooner have made me debate it if it were possible. But tell me, sweet Kate, canst thou tell how to love?
I cannot hate, my good lord. Therefore, far unfit were it for me to love.
Tush, Kate, but tell me in plain terms, canst thou love the King of England? I cannot do as these countries do that spend half their time in wooing. Tush, wench, I am none such. But wilt thou go over to England?
I would to God that I had your majesty as fast in love as you have my father in war. I would not vouchsafe so much as one look until you had debate all these unreasonable demands.
Tush, Kate, I know thou wouldst not use me so hardly. But tell me, canst thou love the King of England?
How should I love him that hast dealt so hardly with my Fazia.
But I'll deal as easily with thee as thy heart can imagine or tongue can require. How sayst thou? What will it be?
If I were of my own direction, I could give you answer. But seeing I stand at my Fazia's direction, I must first know his will.
But shall I have thy good will in the mean season?
Whereas I can put your grace in no assurance, I would be loath to put you in any despair.
Now before God, it is a sweet wench.
I think I may make myself the happiest in the world, that is beloved of the mighty King of England.
Sweet Kate, tell thy father from me that none in the world could sooner have persuaded me to it than thou, and so tell thy father from me.
God keep your majesty in good health.
Farewell, sweet Kate. In faith, it is a sweet wench, but if I knew I could not have her father's good will, I would so rouse the towers over his ears that I would make him be glad to bring her me upon his hands and knees.
Scene 20. Enter Derek with his girdle full of shoes.
How now? Zoons, it did me good to see how I did triumph over the Frenchmen.
Enter John Cobbler, roving with a pack full of apparel.
Derek, how dost thou?
What, John? Come at vows. Alive yet?
I promise thee, Derek, I escaped hardly, for I was within half a mile when one was killed.
Were you so?
Aye, trust me, I had like been slain.
Ha, but once killed, why, it is nothing. I was 4 or 5 times slain.
4 or 5 times slain? Well, how couldst thou have been alive now?
Oh, John, never say so, for I was called the bloody soldier amongst them all.
Why? What didst thou?
Why, I will tell thee, John. Every day when I went into the field, I would take a straw and thrust it into my nose and make my nose bleed. And then when I would go into the field, the captain saw me and he would say, "Peace, a bloody soldier," and bid me stand aside, whereof I was glad. But mark the chance, John. I went and stood behind the tree. But mark then, John, I thought I had been safe. But on a sudden, there steps to me a tall, lusty Frenchman. Now he drew, and I drew. Now I lay here, and he lay there. Now I set this leg before, and turned this backward, and skipped quite over a hedge, and he saw me no more there that day. And was this not well done, John?
Oh, Mass Derek, thou hast a witty head.
Aye, John, thou mayst see if thou hadst taken my counsel. But what hast thou there? I think thou hast been robbing the Frenchman.
Aye, faith, Derek, I have gotten some apparel to carry home to my wife.
And I have got some shoes. For I'll tell thee what I did. When they were dead, I would go and take off all their shoes.
Aye, but Derek, how shall we get home?
Nay, zoons, and they take thee, they will hang thee. Oh, John, never do so. If it be thy fortune to be hanged in thy own language, whatsoever thou dost.
Why, Derek, the wars are done. We may go home now.
Aye, but you may not go before you ask the king leave. But I know a way to go home and ask the king no leave.
How is that, Derek?
Why, John, thou knowest the Duke of York's funeral must be carried into England, dost thou not?
Aye, that I do.
Why, then thou knowest we'll go with it.
Aye, but Derek, how shall we do for to meet them?
Zoons, if I make not shift to meet them, hang me. Sirrah, thou knowest that in every town there will be ringing and there will be cakes and drink. Now,
I will go to the clerk and the sexton and keep a talking and say, oh, this fellow rings well. And thou shalt go and take a piece of cake. Then I'll ring, and thou shalt say, oh, this fellow keeps a good stint. And then I will go drink to thee all the way. But I marvel what my dame will say when we come home, because we have not a French word to cast at a dog, by the way.
Why, what should we do, Derek?
Why, John, I'll go before and call my dame whore, and thou shalt come after and set fire on the house. We may do it, John, for I'll prove it, because we be soldiers.
The trumpets sound.
Derek, help me carry my shoes and boots.
Scene 21. Enter the King of England, lords of Oxford and Exeter, then the King of France, the Prince Dauphin, with the Duke of Burgundy, Katherine, and attendants.
Now, my good brother of France, I hope by this time you have deliberated of your answer.
Aye, my well-beloved brother of England, we have viewed it over with our learned council, but cannot find that you should be crowned King of France.
What? Not King of France? Then nothing. I must be king. But, my loving brother of France, I can hardly forget the late injuries offered me when I came last to parley. The Frenchmen had better have raked the bowels out of their fathers' carcasses than to have fired my tents. And if I knew thy son, Prince Dauphin, for one, I would so rouse him as ever he was so roused.
I dare swear for my son's innocency in this matter. But if it please you that immediately you be proclaimed and crowned heir and regent of France, not king, because I myself was once crowned king.
Heir and regent of France. That is well, but that is not all I must have.
The rest my secretary hath in writing.
Well, my good brother of France, there is one thing I must needs desire.
What is that, my good brother of England?
That all your nobles must be sworn true to me.
Whereas they have not stuck with greater matters, I know they will not stick with such a trifle. Begin, you, my Lord Duke of Burgundy.
Come, my Lord of Burgundy, take your oath upon my sword.
I, Philip, Duke of Burgundy, swear to Henry, King of England, to be true to him and to become his liegeman, and that if I, Philip, hear of any foreign power coming to invade the said Henry or his heirs, then I, the said Philip, to send him word and aid him with all the power I can make. And thereunto I take my oath.
Prince Dauphin, you must answer too. Well, my brother of France, there is one thing more I must needs require of you.
Wherein is it that we may satisfy your majesty?
A trifle, my good brother of France. I mean to make your daughter Queen of England, if she be willing, and you therewith content. How sayst thou, Kate? Canst thou love the King of England?
How should I love thee, which is my father's enemy?
Tut, stand not upon these points. 'Tis you must make us friends. I know, Kate, thou art not a little proud that I love thee. What, wench, the King of England?
Daughter, let nothing stand betwixt the King of England and thee. Agree to it.
It's best whilst he is willing, lest when I would, he will not. I rest at your majesty's command.
Welcome, sweet Kate. But, my brother of France, what say you to it?
With all my heart, I like it. But when shall be your wedding day?
The first Sunday of the next month, God willing.
Sound trumpets. Exeunt omnes. End of play.
All right, that was the famous victories of Henry V Thank you so much for tuning in. We are now going to have a Q&A session with the artist of this reading. So everyone feel free to pop your cameras back on. I'll be monitoring the YouTube chat for any questions. Just type them in. But for now, I'm going to pass it off to our dramaturg, Liam.
Hello, thank you. So, I'll get the Q&A rolling here. So a question for Kelly, our director, and for any of the cast. Kelly, I know that you recently directed a production of Shakespeare's Henry V, and that some of tonight's cast members were in it, and that some other cast members have also been in productions of Henry V or of Henry IV. I wonder if you could compare the experience of working with these two plays, how directing is different, how speaking the language is different, like, yeah.
Definitely. It's different, but eerily similar. I think I'm almost embarrassed to say it, but I'm going to say it anyway. When I was describing this play to a couple of the cast members, I basically described it as taking all of the how parts of Henry IV's parts 1 and 2 and Henry V, putting them all in one play, making it prose and not very good. But I've come to kind of love this odd little play that, in its day was incredibly important and popular. And, granted, Henry V is one of, well, now he's a bit more contentious than he used to be, but he was one of the most popular kings in all of England's history. A hero play about your country's hero is going to be a great play, no matter how bad it is. But it's the eerily similar part is fascinating for me because of the moments that are in Shakespeare's plays and that are here, but are so different or just slightly different. And it was a bit like deja vu, but not quite.
Excellent, thank you. I'm happy to throw that question open to the cast.
Just looking at it after having talked to Kelly, I was really surprised how Shakespeare was able to take the themes of this play to build as the basis for his Henry. There's a lot of talk about, and we see it in Henry V, that it's mainly a play that's about justice and fairness and what it means to rule people and what does it mean when your decisions at the top sort of ripple down to the people who are maybe at the bottom rung of your society because they're all affected by the things that you do. And I was just shocked at how the structure of this so mirrors Shakespeare's structure and how that play, those three plays could not exist if this play did not exist. And I'm really surprised by that.
Along similar lines, it looks like we have a question from one of our viewers, Zach. What is the approximate proportion of verse to prose in this play? The answer might surprise you.
There is absolutely no verse. It is all prose.
Yep.
It was a bit shocking.
Yeah, it's unusual. I'm trying to think of other Renaissance plays that are entirely in prose. I can think of certainly plenty that are entirely in verse.
Well, it's not until James I's reign that you really start to see plays all in prose. During Elizabeth's reign, especially the early plays, most of them are in verse in pretty strict, I mean, at least Charlene, from what I remember, pretty strict meter.
I mean, that seems to be my recollection as well, particularly thinking about how early in the period we think this play was, which was like the invention of dramatic verse for the stage. And so like playwrights seem to be really focused on experimenting with the verse form. So I mean, I could be wrong on some of that, but that certainly is my recollection as well.
Yeah.
We had another question about Harry's conversion from sort of the Prince Hal reprobate to the great military leader Henry V in this play, and how it seems to be very sudden in this text. And Kelly, maybe you could talk to how much of that is the play itself versus cutting down to 90 minutes, but also if you or Craig want to talk about any discussions around how to motivate that change and navigate that arc here.
Absolutely. Actually, that is a moment that I did not cut at all. That is entirely as we have it passed down to us. And, Craig and I did get a chance to work on this speech, his conversion speech, in a separate rehearsal. So I don't know if he wants to say anything about that.
Sure. I think that we talked a lot about that moment where as kids, we understand that things that we do have consequence, and those kind of moments where we realize the world's not about just us. And we talked about this moment of like seeing your parent as Henry IV is. We see him sick, and we also see him weeping over the fact that his son is proving hopeless, which means the future of his country is hopeless, which means that everything that he's worked for, there's no hope. And when you see that what you're doing is kind of destroying someone you love that much like that, I think that's a moment where you kind of realize that, I'm responsible for things and I need to maybe go and live a different life. So it is really, really quick in this play, but I think there is just enough in terms of the playwrights talk about the situation that we can get the turn, where Shakespeare makes it take much longer.
David, being the impetus for this conversion as Henry IV, how did that moment translate for you?
Well, that's the thing. He comes in, and we did not have a chance really to talk about this, but he comes in, he has a knife. What is he going to do? Like, is he simply going to, is he planning on stabbing his father to death? Well, that's a question. I was thinking, I don't need to think for his character, but that perhaps he meant to intimidate his father into surrendering his crown before he dies. Regardless, it's a moment that would be a moment of great disappointment and great shame. And I was trying to convey that. I mean, fear, but if you're dying anyway, and the loss might be now, or it might be 5 minutes from now, or a half an hour from now, the fear was just kind of overcome by the disappointment and a certain degree of anger, which I thought was appropriate.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Another quick technical question about how much we actually cut, and I was curious. It doesn't seem like you cut a lot unless a lot shifted in the formatting, because when I'm looking at the original text that I sent you, it was about 52 pages long, and the cut you're working off of was 51 pages long.
Yeah, no, I mean it's a short play. I think I cut with the first script that I sent the cast. I think I cut maybe Liam, you remember better than I do, but maybe about 30 to 50 lines, which is not much at all. It was like a tweak here, tweak there, something that I could not find through research the answer to, and I was like, I don't have enough time. I got to keep going. And then after we rehearsed it and we were able to read through the whole thing, we were like only 7 minutes over the 90 minutes that Charlene allotted for this reading. And I was like, oh, well, okay. That worked pretty well. Just to cut a little bit more. Snip, snip.
Yeah, it's not a long play, certainly by early modern standards, and yeah, there weren't really. I mean, just a few cuts, just for continuity and streamlining purposes. Yeah, very minimal. Certainly nothing along the lines of like cutting whole scenes or characters or anything. Like it's all.
Yeah,
it's the play with just a few minor nips and tucks.
exactly. And compared to the stress that I went through cutting Shakespeare's Henry V last summer to 90 minutes, this was a breeze.
And I think we came in at about 85 minutes tonight. So it sounds like this is more or less as written, a 90-minute play around that, give or take, maybe 100-minute if you're adding in battles and stuff. So I think the message to producers out there is Famous Victories of Henry V is ready to go. Take it on stage.
Right here for you.
We have another question, audience appreciation about the rhythm of the props and the costume changes, and wanting to know about how you developed that rhythm in rehearsal. I think especially we can definitely hear for some of the comic characters who had a lot of fun with props.
Take it away, folks.
I mean, it's really a lot about just, I mean, we're all at home, so it's about finding what you have, what can work, what's funny, what can you throw on easily enough to convey along with your voice and maybe your posture. Like, I'm a different person now.
Kelly was also very deliberate about like thinking about those kinds of things in advance and like getting us thinking about how to use the screen to our advantage and like pass things between characters who have to have contact or the same prop, and thinking about those types of things.
I think my my direction for when we got to the big battle scene was everyone take a moment and get a weapon or a knife that you have in your house right now. And then everyone left the screen and came back with all of these huge chef's knives or bats or machetes.
Or spoons.
Your spoons. So yeah, we use what we have and we make the best of it. You know, the dice rolling scene, you know, if I said, if you have dice, awesome, roll those dice, let's hear it. If you don't, go get some pebbles from outside. Boom, no one will know. Magic of theater, magic of online theater.
I also see a question in our own private chat from one of the actors I think we can talk about. Liam might want to talk about whether this would have been performed on a similar stage as Shakespeare's play, which I believe Henry V, right, was performed at the Globe, right?
Yes, Henry V and Julius Caesar, the two plays that open the Globe, you know, like sort of the best of ancient and modern history. So this wouldn't have been performed at the Globe because the Globe wasn't built yet, but it certainly, yes, it certainly would have been performed at another theater like that, an open air amphitheater. We probably may actually know which theater of the theaters that existed, the Curtain or the Rose or one of the other pre-Globe Elizabethan, but yeah, not for indoor theaters, big open air amphitheater. It has a sort of an outdoor performance feel to it, this play. I can't quite like qualify why I feel that way, but it feels written to be performed in an open air space to an audience of boisterously appreciative fans. Is kind of
Liam, there's nothing small about this play. It is big.
That I don't see any more questions coming in the YouTube chat. Are there any final thoughts from Kelly or Liam or any member of the cast about working on this play for Zoom?
What a fascinatingly interesting way of doing theater. I've only been a spectator up to this point of several online readings, and it's been fascinating to participate it from this seat. Very, very different from on stage, but allows you to flex those muscles and continue to create and be creative.
Yeah, I feel very fortunate to have been involved in this project, working on a couple of these plays, and as we just pointed out, bringing these big outdoor plays into a small inside venue, literally inside people's homes. It doesn't get any more indoor than this, really. But yeah, it's been a lot of fun converting these into a new medium. They really work.
All right. Well, wonderful. I think that brings us to the end of tonight's event. I'm certainly excited about the way this play sort of stages events that Shakespeare's plays mention but don't, like the hitting of the Lord Chief Justice. And we're going to see that theme continue in tomorrow's night's reading, where we tackle Thomas Heywood's Edward IV, parts 1 and 2, where you're going to get to see several characters that get mentioned but don't appear in Shakespeare's play have a part to play in Heywood's 2-part history play. So I hope we'll see you back here tomorrow night again at 7:30.